But yeah, but when we last left off last week, you guys had came up with an ingenious plan to ambush the ambushers by three of you sneaking around via the water after cliff diving. Um,
Pincer, pincer,
thankfully,
pincer.
yeah, thankfully none of you died during that cliff dive. One of you did get majorly injured doing that, but you didn't pull a goldfish. Uh, so you managed to surprise the ambushers down below by coming around behind while having others coming in a pincher maneuver, and you managed to capture three of them. You'd actually captured four, but one of them ended up getting himself killed in the middle of stuff. Um,
That was his fault. That was completely his fault.
yes, actually, it was his fault. He was trying to bait you into killing him because he was a hobgoblin, and that's what they do. They don't really want to be taken prisoner. Um, but you guys eventually decided, okay, after getting these ambushers and interrogating them for a while, and then tying them up and putting them in these beds, we're going to go investigate the hidden room with all the skeletons in it, and discovered that there was this skeleton alchemist dude, which you then took down after taking some damage. And you've been gathering up the gold that was embedded into the ribs of some of the skeletons, and have discovered a room filled with golden items that you guys have been collecting, if memory serves.
Yeah, I think the last thing we decided is that we were going to take a rest with a couple of people watching the prisoners,
Oh yeah.
and I was going to attune to the philosopher's stone while we do that because we're all pretty banged up and we want our spell
That
slots back.
stone you had on the floor, which at this point, as you guys are gathering out, because there's beds and stuff over here, so you should be fine with that. Lobu tries to point out that saying, "Hey, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't trying to attune to that stone just yet."
Why not?
And he kind of gives you a blank look and shrugs your shoulder. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right.
I kind of want to know what it does. I thought philosopher's stones made things gold. I think that would be pretty useful in
Uh,
our endeavors.
and Dovin kind of rubs his chin and says, "Well, I guess if you really want to, but don't say we didn't try to warn you about that."
Kapesk is conflicted.
Are we basically getting a short rest?
Yeah. And Lebu
Neat.
decides he needs a short rest too because he's injured. He's the one that failed the cliff dive after all. Um, and David says, "I'll watch the prisoners," and is keeping an eye on Ned via Callie. So you guys have all gotten a short rest. Let's see, Lebu.
I don't need to roll any hit dice.
Because you're a rogue. You don't get touched.
I think the only thing I get is my Fear of the Small feature gets back.
And back up to full health.
Okay, why am I forgetting when it comes to bards whether or not bardic inspiration repops at short rest?
It wouldn't have affected me anyway.
Right, sorry, Lyra, I have to move something around you. Just a book, Lyra. You're the one that decided to lay down right in front of my D&D books. Who else's cats are currently sleeping in front of their D&D books?
Mine likes to do
He's in
that.
front of me, but he is sleeping with me.
I think it's only a short rest for bards.
Yeah, that's what I'm checking. No, it actually says you regain any expended uses when you finish a long rest. It doesn't say anything about short rest.
I don't think you are, Boyle.
Alright. So Lupu still only has one bardic inspiration left then.
Thank you.
He gets his rest. Dovin doesn't rest because he's watching over the prisoners, keep track of them. Hopefully, I imagine he's hoping that Noxie is helping out with that as well. You've had your short.
Well, is that even a strenuous thing to watch the prisoners?
Well, it's. I guess not, because they're tied up and they're on their beds.
It's not like we're actually sleeping. It's just sitting there.
Yeah, that is true.
Sit there and stare at them.
That is very true. So now that your short rest is over and you're mostly healed up for the rest of you, what would you like to do now?
Believe we were going to
Pesk
take
did
them
not
back.
attune, just so you know, Capes did not attune to the philosopher's stone.
Okay, so you stare at the stone, but decided not to focus on it, to attune to it. Good. All right.
Weren't we going to take them back and turn them in?
I think that was the last thing we decided, was to take them to the guards.
All right. Yeah, with Kapesk and Topaz, I imagine that you shouldn't have too much of a hard time handling them. With Lobu
no.
and Volan. Almost forgot about
Oh yeah, we fixed that boat.
Yep.
We did. We could take the boat.
How many people does the boat fit?
We'll make us all fit.
If need be, the 3 water people could swim.
Yeah,
by
I'll
the
just
boat.
swim.
That is true.
Also, Noxie's a small creature.
Mm-hmm.
She is. Yeah, it's large enough for at least 8 people, normal sized. So you guys should be fine.
Okay.
Because there are 6 of you. One of them is half sized. Water people can swim if they need to, and you've got 3 others. So
I prefer to swim.
yeah.
Probably at least as fast as the boat.
We also have to go get Ned, don't we?
Oh yeah.
Do we
have to?
Do we have to?
Lobu can swim too. So that way you have 4 prisoners instead of just 3.
I suppose
Okay.
we should get him.
Go back
Otherwise,
up
he'll
and
talk to the wrong people.
Yeah. Capes will go upstairs and pick up Ned.
go. Noxie holds up a sign, "Sea Ghost."
Capeska, is that the best idea? I'm just imagining you're dragging him down by his feet and his head is going clunk,
Absolutely.
clunk, clunk on every step.
Yeah, you hear the clunk, 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 and by the time Ned is brought downstairs, he's unconscious from the. And
Oops.
the little crab is sitting on his chest, gazing up at Kapesk, and when you get down here, Dovin is just shaking his head, saying, "You could have killed the man doing that, Kapesk."
Like, I was being careful. He just went unconscious. He's much easier to deal with unconscious.
That being said, you didn't have to hurt him.
I didn't mean to. I'm just gonna throw him over my shoulder and then, I guess, start heading downstairs.
Yeah, apparently Kapesk is a dark elf or drow from the looks of things. Didn't actually say that. Not Kapeska, Ned. Ugh. Brain.
Oh, he seems pretty nice for a lizard folk. Normal lizard folk, the guy would have been eaten.
Depends. Remember, in this setting, there are there are the swamp dwelling lizard folk that might do that. The classic lizard folk. But there's also been the lizard folk who, for thousands of years, have been part of the civilization around the area and often serve as guards and soldiers.
You don't know which one I am.
They all look alike to a sea elf. I don't get differentiate.
Now that's a fair point right there.
No, there's not much differentiating, but we still get offended. Look at the clothes. That's the only way you really know. Okay, So we're heading down to the boat and just throwing the people.
So you're
Sweet.
equating clothes to being civilized? As Topaz stands there, nothing but like a halter top and a thong.
For lizard folk, that's exactly what it is. I don't know much about
Oh, nice save.
People keep
Thank
moving
you.
and I can't grab out and drop all their tokens. Sorry.
Got this. There it is.
There's Noxie. There we go.
Splush.
Yeah. So 8 people managed to get fit into the boat. The 4 prisoners, Noxie, and probably as many as 3 more of you, if you want. But I imagine Lobu is also more comfortable in the water.
Yeah, and we need more muscle.
Yeah. And Dopey,
So
go ahead.
me and Volan will be in the boat, and
Yeah.
Donovan and Nox, just in case they try something.
Well, they appear to outnumber you in some ways in the boat. They are completely unarmed versus what you guys have on you. So they kind of like are smart about this, and just like sitting there in silence. They tied up, gagged, not looking forward to dealing with any guards. As you guys come around the waterways using your marine navigational skills, and find yourself back in town.
Neat.
Where would be the best place? The council?
Probably the docks. We've seen guards. Do we know where there be like a jail or like kind of like an officer?
There's got to be a council
Building.
building, right?
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I believe you guys passed by.
That's more
at least
government.
once. Where is it? The barracks and jail.
There it is. Yeah.
So, I mean, after all, you did have a bit of a arm wrestling contest with the jailer, Kratok.
Yeah. So we'll just drag the people over to the barracks, I guess, if that's our plan.
Yep.
Alright. So the guards actually look a bit surprised as they see you dragging these people to the street, and some of them come up and goes, "Hey, what are you guys doing?"
Bringing in bad guys. It's none of your business. Keep on going.
It's very much our business. We're the law enforcement in town. If these are bad guys,
Oh. Sorry, I thought you were a civilian. I don't know. Yeah,
Fox
here
holds up
you're...
a sign, smugglers, with an arrow pointed towards them.
Smugglers, you say? Well. And,
Yes.
Yeah, they were up in that old, creepy house over there on the cliff.
Plenty of proof still there.
Oh? Well, I guess we can talk to the magistrate about this. Oh, that's right. No, it wasn't Kratok that you talked to. It was Elander Fireborn. But yeah. So as you get as you get into the barracks, you are met by the peg-legged Elandar Fireborn, the one that that's the one that you guys did arm wrestling with. He kind of like looks around in amazement at the number of people you're marching in. Like, what do you guys have here? You're not on my payroll.
We could
Perhaps
be.
we ought to be.
We did your guys' jobs better than they could.
Excuse me? What did you say?
I said... I'm sorry,
During your-
I'll speak louder, hold on. I said we did your job better than you did. We found the smugglers. We captured 4 of them. Than you could have, because they outnumbered us 2-1. And we captured the leader. And we left over evidence. Did you hear that one?
Yes.
Good, cool. I'm glad we're on the same page.
And we looked better doing it.
He's giving you guys this look that does not seem all that pleasant. He's not happy with your response about this. In fact, his arms are just folded over his chest now. So,
I wouldn't be upset. We did your job. We have these smugglers here. They're free to interrogate. I'd calm down there.
I am not entirely sure why we're being so aggressive, sir. I would like to apologize on behalf of all of us.
roll a persuasion check, please. The captain is now looking at you.
You can take credit for it after we're gone, and no doubt you will.
We just want our money for doing your job.
I see.
And you get to be the ones to go find all the contraband.
Sure.
There's too much
you
for us
can
to
tell your
carry.
big boss that you did it.
We'll even show you where their cove is.
Yes, you best. So, who exactly are these people?
I'm gonna point to the Samblay and just like, this one's Samblay. He's annoying. He talks about himself in the third person. Get ready for that when you interrogate him. And then these three are just lackeys that we weren't bothered to kill, but you probably
poking him in the forehead as I walk down the line. Smuggler, and then.
And one of the guards comes over and taps the captain on the shoulder and whispers something to him. The captain, takes a second look at Samblay and looks over and starts nodding. Ah, yes.
Dang it.
All right. Well, take these 4 prisoners down to the cells. And he kind of looks over at you guys and sighs. All right. Well, it seems that you are afforded an award, even though I have never seen. Well, I've seen you. Thought I saw you guys at the festival, but I've never had a chance to really talk with any of you.
Which one of us was the one that beat him? Was it Volan or was it me?
That's a good question.
I know I won, but I don't remember if I beat him.
Yeah, I don't remember offhand either.
Okay.
But basically he looks over at one of his other people, like nods his head and says, "All right, give these fine individuals a receipt that they can take to the town council and get the reward." And the younger guardsman kind of nods. "Right away, sir," and starts scrawling out something on a piece of paper. So quickly he hands it over towards Elander, and Elander then carefully walks over towards Kapesk, kind of studies him briefly, giving him an eyeful, and then, just kind of hands over the slip of paper.
I'm gonna take him. What does it say on it?
It just says, reward requested for the capture of the smugglers.
Where do we take this?
To the town council hall.
Politicians. Alright, let's go.
Noxie waves goodbye.
I'm sorry, sir. I'll head out.
Go right behind Volan.
Yeah, he kind of watches you guys go, and then,
Well, we're certainly moving up in the world now. We have chicken scratch on a piece of dead tree pulp.
Alright.
What is wrong with you two?
Nothing.
Nothing currently. Why?
Did something put you in a bad mood? Okay, that's fair. But Kapesk, why you? What's wrong?
I don't like people in power. They easily upset me.
Oxy shrugs.
Okay. Just maybe can we not like insult the people in power directly? For future reference, I feel like it's just easier to navigate the world that way.
Fine.
Shrug.
You guys do the talking when we get to the town council. Will probably be better. Kabasha's just gonna head towards the back of the group as we walk there.
I'm not. I'm staying up front.
Yeah, I guess we're heading to the town council to get our reward.
Yeah. So the group of you makes it to the town council building after it's been pointed out to you.
Is it a very big place? Like, is it bigger than all the rest of the places, or is it just, a normal house or something?
That's what I'm getting to right now. I'm just making sure I have the right description of the building. Let's see. Here's the content. Yeah, it's a large hall, but it's not as big as let's say some of the really expensive houses in town.
Cool.
Are you okay over there, Phoenix? No. So you see before you a large brick building, and it's built from from sturdy-looking stones from the nearby cliffs and a variety of hardwood. There's a wooden sign depicting a net filled with fish that's hanging above the double doors leading into the hall.
I'm staring at that like I'm personally offended.
The net. A small tower rises from the building, housing a horn on top. It seems that that's used to make a noise.
Why would they be using that as their symbol for a council building? Do these councilmen ever fished on their own in their life? Or are they just making money off the backs of those that do fish and bring in nets full of fish like that? Why would they use that as a sign for the council?
It's probably a sign for the city.
Looking around, do you see any more of those like that, or just here?
I've seen fishing nets everywhere. We're in a fishing town, a port town. They're gonna be in a lot of places.
Not very imaginative, really. Think about it.
Not at all. But, humans are like that.
True.
You also see outside of the council hall, but right nearby, is a sturdy but weather-beaten platform that appears to be a gallows. That's about
Hold
it
on. I see
council.
an intelligence roll. I might have heard of such a thing.
Yeah, sorry, I keep pausing because there's a lot of I keep hearing a lot of background noise from some of you, and I again am easily distracted by sounds.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's just that I get easily distracted and have to wait till it passes, which is why I keep pausing.
I don't think either. Do we know what gallows is? Like a gallows is?
If you're from anybody from the surface world, yeah, you should know what a gallows is. Is seeing it you may have even seen an execution or two in your day. Versus the Topaz, which because the DC would be higher on an intelligence check for understanding what a gallows is from somebody who exists underwater. Just one question, Topaz. So I know you said there's a marine in your background. Have you been traveling above water on ships for a while, or is it all underwater?
I don't think so. Not at this level.
Okay. So then, yeah, the DC would be much higher for you versus for Logan. Sorry, for Kapesk. And you, while Kapesk knows what one is by looking at it, you on the other hand, you stare at it and it's, not exactly comprehensible to you. You just kind of see this rope hanging down from a tall pole, and it's on a stage, and there appears to be some sort of, mechanism underneath of it, and it's like, okay, what is that? It's similar to some of the things you might have seen on the docks, but it's all the way out here where there's no...
Yeah, I'm tilting my head and looking at it. Is that for hanging a large fish?
Master's just gonna gulp and clear his throat, and then just continue walking by it.
So
why is it a platform? What purpose does that serve? There would be no point in hanging a large fish here, unless it is to reiterate the fact they use a net full of fish as their symbol. Do they actually have a fish hanging from this?
It is empty, but for the rope at this time.
I'm walking over and looking at it, completely distracted.
It's up to one of you guys. Kapeski's already in the building.
But Lobu is standing there studying it too, and is like shrugging. Yeah, what is that? And
I'm climbing up on it and fiddling with any levers or things I find.
Oh, Topaz, please. Topaz, please.
Volan, are you going to just have to stop Topaz from fiddling with the lever?
I mean, yeah.
Alright, so we will do a dexterity check from you, please, Volan, to see it, and then a contested one for Topaz to see who gets to the lever first, basically.
I wonder who's gonna win. Oh wow, that's actually really good. Wow.
I stop as you're like in my way. I'm like, what are you doing?
Okay, they don't hang fish on these things, they hang people on these things, so I would prefer if we maybe didn't touch it.
They hang people for what? To eat them?
Execution sign.
Yeah. They, for whatever reason...
How would that... That doesn't even make sense.
The land dwellers system doesn't make sense. Even we can agree on that. But maybe just don't.
Actually, holds with a sign. Put noose around Break's neck. And then she drew like a little artist rendition.
Well, that's barbaric.
Yikes.
Dovin looks at the sign, looks over at Noxie, and says, sometimes the neck doesn't break. Sometimes the person just strangles.
She nods.
Well, I suppose if you're trying to execute a convicted criminal, there's nothing like making it slow and painful, yes?
Well, I mean...
Noxie shrugs.
Okay.
This wouldn't work under the water at all. They would just sort of float upwards with a rope around their neck.
This looks visibly uncomfortable.
We tend to do it a bit more efficiently. We simply drive a spear through their heart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Lebu is nodding rapidly at this. Yep.
Shrug. I'll get back down off the thing and start going toward the council building.
Noxie has a sign. We have gravity up here.
Alright. So, as you get into the council building, you see looks like a front reception desk, and behind them there are several doors leading to various offices. The reception person is, hold on one second. Alright, it's a Baxi woman. She is busy sorting through some paperwork and looks up as you approach. Hello, here to see somebody?
The Lander
That looks like
Fireborn.
he's about to talk, but then he just shuts his mouth.
The Lander Fireborn.
The Baxi just blinks at you. I'm sorry, miss. I don't think I understand what you mean.
Oxy
We
shows
are
a sign.
here to see Elander Fireborn. Does he
Oh,
not work in the council?
At this point, Dovin kind of blinks at you and says, "Wait, isn't that the guy we just left?"
Yolander's
Is
the
it?
chief. Yeah, Yolander's the
Ah.
chief.
Well then, who is another? Ida Owland.
Oh yes, yes, yes. The head of the council. Yes, she's in her office right now, and I think she might be available to see you.
Good. Which way is it?
The woman looks down at her schedule and kind of fiddles around. Says, yes, yes, she should have right now free. Give me 1 second, and she holds up a hand and gets up from her desk and scurries back towards one of the offices towards the back and starts knocking on it. Goes, Miss Owland, there's some people here to see you. At which point, you hear a woman's voice call back. Oh, anyone I know? And the back goes, no, they look like they're out of town for me. He's like, well, if they're here to see me, that must be important. Send them in. And the backseat woman just comes scurrying back. Says, all right, the head of the council will see you now. Just come this way. And she gestures for you to follow her again.
That was surprisingly easy.
Who has the paper?
I do. I'm gonna pass it to Topaz.
You're giving it to Topaz? Okay. Perfect. Well, then I'm
Who else
leading the
would I
way
give
into
it
the
to?
room. I don't know.
All right.
fuck.
Somebody with actual tact.
There goes our pay.
So you see before.
She's the one that asked for it.
So you see before you sorry, I hate when that happens. My voice will just suddenly drop out, and the words I'm trying to say get lost when I'm trying to say them. You see before you a woman with graying hair, cut short, standing behind a nice wooden desk. Her face bears the marks of a life lived mostly outdoors. She's rather weather-beaten. She looks like, unlike some of the remarks that Topaz was making coming in, she looks like somebody who has spent some of her time on a fishing boat. Perhaps a lot of time on a fishing boat. And she kind of doesn't exactly smile, but she kind of nods as you walk in. What can I do for the group of you? And she kind of looks at each of you in turn. A little surprised to see how many of you there are, it seems.
I look back as though that's a strange thing to say. You expected fewer.
Well, yes, I didn't expect a large group of various kinds of people at that to come see me, especially strangers. What can I do for you? What can the City Council of Saltmarsh do for you today?
I thrust out the piece of paper. We have dead tree pulp with markings on it.
Ah. And she just takes it from your hands and kind of seems to be sizing you up for a bit. And she nods again. I see. Well, you've apparently brought in a wanted smuggler and possibly taken a big chunk out of a smuggling ring. That is
More than
very
one.
good.
We brought in 4. And we know where the location of all the things they were stealing.
Oh, that is very good. Very good. Those fucking people won't be able to swindle us anymore now, will they?
Oxy holds up the sea ghost sign.
That's a fucking pirate ship. Yes, they've been around this region for a while, but we haven't been able to catch up to them. We sent word with the Keeland folks that we desperately need assistance. We don't have any ships that were able to catch the sea ghost. But those fucking politicians out there, they just haven't wanted to pony up now, have they? No.
Well, it makes stops at that cove, or did. We were quick to take out all of those that were there. pretty sure they didn't get any messages out.
Well,
It may well be that your sea ghost makes another stop. When it does, you could be waiting.
and she smiles at that and sits down behind her chair and gestures. Unfortunately, she only has 2 chairs. She only seems to have 2 chairs in front of her.
I'm standing. I'm not sitting down.
Noxie sits.
And Dovin will sit as well because he's an old man. I'm sorry that there's not enough place for all of you to sit. Perhaps we can have a drink together, briefly. You have done us a good service so far. Now, if we can only get that fucking pirate ship, all will be right again. And she kind
You
of
wish it whole or
desk.
you wish it whole or sunk?
I wish the fucking people on board of it dead. Or brought to jail, whichever is more convenient. And she
Noxie holds up a sign. Send us.
grins. I like your attitude, Goblin. You wouldn't happen to be mercenaries, would you? She kind of looks at all of you. I mean, you are an
Right.
unusual group as far as I'm concerned.
Right price.
And she kind of pulls out a sack of and lays it on the counter. Well, this here is the payment for bringing in that filthy scumsucker Sandblay. She kind of like offers it towards Topaz.
Did she say that as though she didn't think we had Sambale?
No, she's saying that as he was cursing Samblay's name.
Okay. I'll pick it up. I'm not even looking at it, but I'll pick
Okay.
it up.
It actually seems pretty weighty. Like it has a lot of coinage inside.
How much?
I would do it for the challenge, but your people seem to place great worth upon these glittering chunks of gold, so
Yes, well,
fair enough.
I take it you're from under the waves.
What was your first clue?
Well, we see the occasional seals up here, but not many. This here is just a 200 gold for breaking up that smuggling ring. If you can get the people off that pirate ship, I can add an extra 400 gold in anything you find on board, including the ship itself if you can repurpose it.
We can keep the ship.
It'll have to be registered with us, of course, so we know for certain it's no longer a pirate ship. But yes, and there will of course be a small fee, but nothing compared to the reward that I'm offering here. And yes, if you can get.
I'm adding that gold to the party fund, by the way. I can't add it to the party fund. I can't.
Want me to
edit
set you to edit? Because I think. Let's see who has it right now.
Dovin has it.
Oh, Dovin has
Dovin
it.
has it.
Dovin.
So
Yeah.
I'll do it then.
Okay.
Dovin's not here right now. You currently have 317.
Capasta's gonna lean in towards Vola and say, I really need to get back on the sea.
Me too. It's too long.
Question is, looking at everybody else in the party, can we spare the time from our other pursuit, the Brotherhood?
It
It
could be connected, and we don't really have any leads with the Brotherhood.
Edna kind of, Edda it kind of raises a brow. Oh, you're seeking out the elusive Scarlet Brotherhood, are you? Yes, those fuckers were.
They might be seeking us out, but yeah, in either way.
Well, those fuckers tend to be a thorn in my side. So.
Dude, I believe that.
I don't. I'm doing an insight check.
Insight check.
Yeah.
Yeah, Noxie, she seems very forthright and sincere. Capacity, you hear the same. She really does not like the, It's not like them.
Well, you know that Skier and Wave Chaser was a member.
Oh, we're just giving that information away. That's cool.
Garen, Wave Chaser, the bodyguard of Ender's bodyguard, and sorry, Ender's butler. Sorry,
Yeah.
I hate when that happens.
That's the one.
I see, and you have proof of this?
We might.
We
Well,
don't, by the way. I think we
Yeah,
gave.
we gave it.
you guys gave it away to somebody else.
Yeah, we gave it to the gaming guy.
She leans back in her chair and kind of steeples her fingers together. Well, if you can offer me the proof, I might be able to increase your reward. There's been some rumors about the Anders family, especially after the matriarch died. Anders' family. The Solmore family.
Rumors such as.
Oh, about maybe Anders himself being involved, but you're pointing a finger at another connection now, aren't you? Because you mentioned Skirin by name.
Now I'm wondering if I said too much. All right. Well, I'm waiting for someone to get in here.
Alright, well, we will take you up on the offer to get the Sea Ghost. How much are you paying for it?
How much? Well, if you take out the Sea Ghost and the pirates and all that, I'm going to be able to give you 400 gold outright. Plus, we will look the other way with anything that might still be on that ship if you wish to sell it and such. I said you may also keep the ship if you're willing to pay the registration fee.
And you mentioned raising the reward you would give us if we were to give you information on Scarin. Or the Soulmore.
I should say more like Phoenix, is it possible that you can put yourself on push to thanks. Yeah, sorry, very loud. It's more of an additional reward, not exactly, an reward on top of reward, because I'm already willing to offer you a reward if you can somehow disable, get rid of the people on that ship, take it over, whichever you wish to do, for the Sea Ghost, and this would be it's obviously a separate venture, but you would definitely be helping us out here in Saltmarsh.
Good to know. We will get right on the Sea Ghost issue, and we'll maybe get back to you on the issue with the Soulmore family.
Oh yeah, I had completely forgotten that Dovin is actually out of town. I just completely forgot about that one. When Michael said he was also going to be very late, if he heard it all.
Yeah, Sag sent me a message saying not this week or next week.
Anyway. Yeah.
The ship, the gold, whatever we find on the ship, and free drinks at the Black Wolf.
Well, that can be arranged. I'd have to talk to the proprietor of the Black Wolf about the free drinks, but I imagine the town can, spare some modest amount of drinks.
Well, there was a great deal of rum amongst their contraband. Certain that would go a long way toward paying some of that.
Again, I'm going to have to talk to the owner of the owner of the tavern about that, seeing if he's willing to start a tab that goes to the city about it, town about it.
We told your guards that we would show them the way to the cove. Likely, you're going to need to take a ship with some size to it in order to transport everything they had in there out of it.
How about we do that once the Sea Ghost has been taken care of? The last thing we want is for the Sea Ghost to come around and see another ship taking on their supplies.
Fair enough. We can go tonight, as far as I'm concerned.
Yes. you might want to take supplies then if you're going tonight. There's no telling when the sea ghost will be back.
I laughed. We're on the sea. I don't need any more supplies than that.
Dovin kind of raised his hand, but I do. At least there's beds back there. Dovin just kind of nods towards Topaz. Yeah, the sea's got everything we need.
So that will be all?
Yes, unless you have other business.
I don't think so.
Alright. So.
How often do you hang people from that gallows?
Oh.
Oh, not very often. But now that you've brought the infamous Sandblay in here, possibly very soon.
I would wish to see that. See how it works.
Alright. Well, you might have
Nazi just shakes her head at Topaz.
ample time to see how it works if you can, take the fight to the remaining smugglers and maybe round a few of them up.
I nod. I'm starting to head out of the room.
I'll follow.
I'll mutter, and I'm sorry, and then I'll...
One keeps apologizing for it everywhere we go.
Oh, that's gonna be Volan's role in this party, is
Yep.
the official
Yep.
Your responsibility to only increase your charisma, because none of us are going to.
Laying it all out on the half-orc. Lovely.
What time of day is it?
Let's see. At this point, I think it is going towards the afternoon, evening type of hour.
Did we have anything in there, in the journals or logs that we found, that would give us any indication of when the sea ghost might be making another stop here?
We got signal. Like we got a way to signal it.
Got signal.
I
Okay.
do also recall Sambale said something to the effect of about 3 days or something.
Yeah, they're coming soon.
But we
Well, I
need to
think we
give
should-
them the signal in order to get them to come in. Is that the idea?
Yeah, or
I think-
something. Signal,
yeah.
is it safe? Can we come in? And then we respond. But I'm not. I haven't read too much in the signal book, and I'll pull it out.
Yeah. So I think we should rest here and enjoy one last bed, and then for the next 2 days we'll hang out in the cove, and eventually when they come back we'll ambush them. Does that sound good?
That works.
Should we talk about that Brotherhood thing?
Yeah. We don't really have any leads on that other than the butler. Unless you want to go talk to him directly, I
I'm gonna
don't
go bottle
know.
him.
I was thinking more along the lines of we steal back the butler's journal from Gellin.
Question: are you guys still in her office talking about this?
No,
No,
obviously
no.
not. No, we
Alright.
walked out.
Okay, I just wanted to double check, because I'm pretty sure that you wouldn't have talked about stealing something in front of her. But I just wanted to be doubly sure. So you're out on, I'm assuming that you're kind of out on the street now, and maybe, hanging near the gallows once more?
Yeah. Is the festival still going on?
No it is not. People are taking stuff down, most of the tourists, people like you guys, are, getting ready to board ships and leave.
Now I'm heading to the Black Wolf then.
Well, how about can we sell some of these?
Oh
gold rings?
yeah. We got to sell. We had a whole bunch of stuff, didn't we?
Yes.
Got all that stuff in the boat.
Yes, you guys did. Let's look at the party. Oops. Let me look at the party funds. So you've got 6 golden ribs, set of 5 small discs, a human skull made of gold, a book. You have a pipe of remembrance and a set of mariner's armor. 4 long swords, short sword. 10 short swords, 10 bows. Wait. It's 4 short swords and 4 bows. There we go. I'm trying to read his quick notes here.
Asking around, where would we take all of that to the blacksmith or is there an armory?
Roll an investigation check.
Oh, great. So good at that.
I'll help him. So advantage, because I'll help.
Yes. So that would be a 17. Let me find the correct spot for trade goods at this moment. So, basically what we got here is you're directed towards the weekly market, which is actually built around the first well that was ever dug for the fishers in town. So, it's essentially in one of the larger sections of town. It's a nice large market square. The old well is in the middle, and there's just various stalls set up. Even at this time of day, as the sun is starting to get towards the horizon, you can see them hawking the wares, gathering stuff up. People are just gathering around buying stuff. You even see some of the other touristy types like yourselves, well, like what you had been, or at least came to town as originally, gathering up and buying stuff. The center of the square contains about a dozen long tables where people can eat. So you've got other stalls hanging around, selling food and as well as pretty much anything 150 gold and under from the player's handbook can be found at the various stalls. So you got one stall selling weapons, one stall selling armor, various
I'm getting some land food then, since we're here.
And of course there's various stalls selling food, a copper a piece for a skewer, some barbecued fish for 2 copper, that sort of thing.
I'm gonna get some, just refill my crossbow bolts.
I'm spending a silver's worth on food.
Alright. At this point, are you also selling the excess items, the long swords, short swords?
Absolutely.
Alright. Then I will put the gold and silver for you in the party funds.
Who was keeping what of the unique things?
Hold on. I have the gold. I wrote down that I have the gold apple disc, skull, and rose, but that could just be party stuff.
Well, at the moment, here's what's in the party funds.
What's that pipe do? Something special?
Yeah, it's you smoke it, and then the smoke comes up and reenacts one of your best moments or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Somebody keep that.
Yeah.
Are we selling this mariner's armor? I don't wear armor, and I know Kapesk doesn't.
Neither do
does
I.
Kapesk wear armor? Neither does Topaz.
I have a natural AC that's higher than most armors.
It doesn't fit me.
Right. And it's probably a little too heavy for Dovin.
Dovin's also a druid, and I don't think.
Yeah. It's a chain shirt.
Sell it then.
I also have this book on Ayun and his followers.
Who is that?
I don't know. I found it in Eddie.
Do I recognize that name?
Can you repeat the name, please?
Is it Ayun or Loon or something like?
I think it was Ayun. Give me a second. I need to change page now.
My bad.
No, it's fine. No, I was busy trying to calculate, prices here, and suddenly I'm having to go from one book to another and change the page I'm on. So that's always fun. Let's see. Human skull, apple, rose, a set of 5 small discs. Let's see. That's the followers one is on another page. It is.
If somebody's keeping something, probably want to put your name there next to it.
Do you mean a treatise concerning the demigod Ayuz and its minions?
Yes, that book.
Jeez, so as a player, I know who Ayuz is. That's not good.
As a GM, I actually have no idea who the hell the demigod
Ayuz is a demon god, basically.
Yeah, Yeah, I kind of figured based on the descriptions that I was hearing here, but I don't actually know who they are.
Yeah.
Do I recognize them? The names?
Roll a religion check. It's hard to tell unless that's a lizard folk deity. Because again, DM does not actually know who I use is.
It's not.
And yeah, you probably don't know who they are either.
If no one wants it, I figured we could.
Sounds like something a temple would. Which it
Yeah,
totally
okay.
probably isn't. They might want it to destroy it, since none of us know who it is. We're like, oh, here, take it to the local church. They love that sort of thing.
Yeah. Obviously. I don't care about it.
Where
Probably.
is the information about IUs anyway? Is it in?
I don't know. I don't have any. I mean, I'm sure you could probably Google it and.
Yeah, I figured Google is okay for that, but you know how Wikipedia is. Sometimes people just make stuff up. I'm just thinking like book-wise.
Yeah, chaotic evil demigod of deceit, evil, oppression, pain, and wickedness.
Oh no, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, super fun.
So we're gonna find the local church.
Yeah, he's bad news. And basically, like, I think there were entire campaigns around trying to bring him into the world.
Yeah, that's why I was asking. It's like I wonder if you knew any of them offhand. If you knew who the demigod is, if you knew any of the things off, that I can look it up.
Pesk is actually going to try and find, like, either an enchanting place or a blacksmith. Enchanting place takes priority, but if you can't find that, you'll just go to a regular blacksmith.
Alright. Roll an investigation check. Sorry, I was sitting here trying to sell some of the stuff that's on there. That's the stuff you guys managed to sell.
Nope. I don't even know what those things are.
Sadly, you look around and, like, you look around for a moment, don't see anything interesting, go back to your food.
Cool.
So you still have the 3 books you picked up. A volume of erotic poetry, the Naval Almanac listing tide times around the salt marks, and a treatise concerning the demigod IUs and its minions.
It was erotic poetry?
Yep, erotic poetry.
There's the erotic poetry, the one that Bolin really likes.
I left that at the house actually,
Oh,
so I don't know anything about that. That's what I'm telling them. So it's not,
well,
we don't have to.
I am rolling inside on that. There's no way I'm leaving.
Oh!
You ain't getting nothing by me.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
This is so bad.
Campus just knowingly smiles.
We're all staring at you accusingly.
Yeah, guys, I totally left it at the house. Don't worry about it.
I must have said when I was talking to Sam Belay, so we're fine.
Right.
And by the way, it was mixed in with the Demon God I use's book that the translations for Goblin were found, by the way.
Well, yeah, was that a slip of paper?
Yep, that's a slip of paper with the Goblin words on it that fell out of the 3rd book, the IU's book.
I think we didn't keep that in the book. I think we just have that.
Yeah, I was just saying in case you guys wanted to refresh on that.
Let's sell the golden ribs in the human skull now. The golden stuff.
I want to keep one of them at least, just in case.
What would you like to keep? I know one of you has the rose, but
I'll have the
ribs, the disc, and the skull are all in the party funds at the moment.
Okay, I'll keep the rose, and then you can sell the rest of the stuff.
Alright. Is everyone else okay with that?
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Alright. So, after asking around for a bit, you guys do manage to find some people interested in buying the ribs for 5 gold each.
Oh, nice.
Which is
30 gold.
Yep. Oh, your party funds are going up dramatically. What was the next one? Where's the other end? because I know they're actually listed out by price. Ah, here they are. The human skull. There's this guy that looks at it and just like immediately ponies up 20 gold for that skull.
Great.
And one of the another collector, like from this one from out of town, takes a look at the balancing weights and decides they have to have all 5 of them, and ends up paying 25 gold for the set. So you're currently... Come on, save. Oops. Forgot to take that off the inventory list. So... Hold on. That's... crap. Crap. Was it 449 or was it 549? Oh wait, no, it was neither. It was 492. There we go. I hate when that happens. Somehow a number got left off. So yeah, that's how much you guys have at the moment. You nearly have 500. Actually, with that silver, you do have over 500 gold in party funds.
Eat.
Meanwhile, Volan and Topaz seem to be discussing something important.
Very important.
Extraordinarily.
We just need Volan alone tonight.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, it is illustrated.
Oh God.
It is a volume of erotic poetry, fully illustrated.
Our party is forever going to be haunted by this book.
Going to be some interesting nights of the Black Wolf now.
Yes.
Oh God.
And the the poetry seems to fit all manner of people.
Yeah. No. They'll have a room to their own.
But, now that you've done some selling, you've eaten your...
Are we selling that Mariner's armor, or are we keeping it for somebody?
I don't know. Up to you guys.
I don't think we have anybody that'll wear it.
No.
How much armor? What is the armor class of the Mariner's armor?
let me see if I can look that up. I seem to recall it's some sort of... It is special armor here. Of some kind. So let's see what it actually says about that. Oh, that's right. It was actually on one of the enemies. The suit of Mariner's armor would be the same as would be the same equivalent as scale mail. So that would be 14 plus dex modifiers with stealth disadvantage.
But it's better in the water or something.
Yeah, it's Mariner's armor, so that would make it usable in the water. You'd be able to swim at your normal walking speed. I believe it is, and I think you don't. I think it also negates disadvantage for melee weapons underwater.
Yeah, it is really nice, but I don't know that anybody in this party is going to use it.
Yeah, I already have the swim, and my AC is already better than that.
Yes,
the only thing.
Since two of you pretty much already have that by nature.
Yeah, I think we're good.
I think we'll
It's
sell it.
enchanted, so we can get a pretty penny for that.
If they're willing to buy it.
Nobody at at this particular market is buying it, but you might be able to have better luck at one of the other places around town, unless you wish to save it for later.
If we ever find the blacksmith, we can sell it there.
Can we throw silver to a boy and send him to go talk to Ida, and maybe she can recommend someplace?
Sure. Roll investigation.
Find a boy. Here, boy.
You don't see any small boys or other children in your general vicinity. No one that looks like you could get into the.
Are we at the Black Wolf?
Actually, no. You're still at the market at the market, because that's where you were eating your dinner.
You there?
Head to the...
I need a boy.
No.
All right. So, I think you say this to
I don't know, some random merchant, whoever we happen to be at their stall.
the merchant. Just kind of raises eyebrows. We don't sell children here. They say, kind of like staring at you, open mouth.
No, I wish to use them for a service. I will give him coin for it. Do you have any?
An errand service.
The merchant's face is getting even more red until it looks like a red fallen, and then relaxes noticeably. Oh! Hi! Well, what kind of errand service do you need? There's probably...
Just to run down the street and deliver a message. Surely you must have some children. Don't you all breed like rabbits?
Oh.
Excuse me, ma'am?
Everyone knows humans couple several times a day and have children at an alarming rate. That's why you've
Grabbing her arm and
overpopulated the
just pulling
island.
her away. I'm just pulling her away from the merchant.
What?
Stop talking.
Sorry, the GM is having a laugh.
But we need a boy.
Stop yelling that!
I'll settle for a girl. I don't care as long as she has 2 legs and can run.
Moxie holds him aside. I'll just deliver the message if you want.
Perfect.
Oh, God.
Anyway, so is that what Noxie's doing? Because there's actually there's actually 2 small children across the street, kind of looking over in your direction.
No, I don't want Topaz to interact with children ever.
I'm gonna look at Vola and say, if you guys find a blacksmith, come to the Black Wolf and tell me. I need a drink. And just start walking.
So Noxie will take a note.
I don't know why you're getting upset with me. We have proof of it. Look, it's in Volan's book.
I don't know what book she's talking about. We will
Hold on a
find...
deception check. see if the merchant right now. The merchant don't believe you. No one believes you, Owen.
So, Noxie, roll a perception check as you're heading back towards the council hall.
I'm rolling really good tonight.
So,
Jeez.
even before you make it back, your attention is drawn to a small sign in front of a large, a decent sized building with smoke coming out of the roof. It appears to be that of an anvil with a dwarvish figure standing behind it.
All right, I'll take note of that, and I'll tell Kapesk about it later.
All right.
Wait, am I delivering the message? I forgot who I'm delivering the message to.
Ida.
Ida. Okay.
Yeah. So as you make it back to the council hall, you actually see that Ida seems to be coming out of her office, finishing up for the day.
I'm gonna walk up to her and hold up the note.
Oh, hello there. I don't think I actually got your name, small goblin.
She pulls out her name, Noxie.
Noxie. All right. She seems to be about to ask a question, and then finishes it, taking a look at the note that you originally were holding out to her. And what does this note say?
What does this note say?
We need to know where to sell Mariner's armor.
Oh. Huh. You guys have Mariner's armor. All right. Well, you might be able to sell it at the Mariners Guild Hall. They probably, there might be some new recruits who could use a set. I take it because you've got, a couple of CLs with you. You feel like none of you need such armor, right?
Noxie nods. And she's also writing this down.
Alright, well, the Mariners Guild Hall is actually serves towns all along the coast, but ours is, it's pretty old in this in this region. I've spent some time there myself. And she rattles off directions to the guild hall. If you're planning on, spending any time on the water, you might want to become a member of the guild as well.
Noxie nods, and then she will promptly leave. Oh, she waves by.
And the Edda waves as well as Noxie turns.
When she gets back, she's gonna hand out because she basically wrote down every word that she said, so she's gonna hand it to Topaz.
The Mariners Guild they serve. But what is this?
She tilts her head.
This is. Oh, I see. You wrote down what she said, didn't you?
Noxie nods.
Very well. Mariners Guild. Where do we find that?
Dovin holds up a hand. Topaz, dear, if you have been having trouble reading Noxie's handwriting, I can always read it out to you.
I can read it. It just.
There are directions. She did give me directions, and I wrote those down as well. And then
I'm not illiterate. I can read the chicken scratch of humans.
Noxie squints her eyes.
Even
She's
though
not a human.
Well, you didn't write it in Goblin. You wrote it in Common, right?
Oh yeah. Kapesk, another note, and it's directions to the blacksmiths.
Nod to her, thank her, and then head off.
Even though most of the writing looks like a mentally challenged badger walked in ink across it.
Noxie pouts.
Not you. The writing. Look at it. Look at these letters. How ugly they are.
Dovin kind of reaches out for Noxie and takes her in a hug. There, don't worry.
So Kapesk is heading towards the blacksmith.
Even if Noxie is technically a grown woman in goblin years, Dovin still seems to think of her as one of his daughters.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kapesk is at the blacksmith. Or heading towards there with the instructions Noxie gave him.
I'm following.
I also have I was away from you guys when I head off, but yeah.
It's fine. Follow at some distance. Doesn't matter to me. I'm looking over at Noxie and Dovin. Narrow my eyes a little bit. Are you two involved?
Devin kind of blinks at Topaz for this. What?
What'd she say? Are you two what?
Involved.
Lord, no. She's like a daughter to me.
Noxie gets a very angry look at Topaz.
I see it, Topaz. I agree.
I don't know what humans do with their daughters. I've heard the tales.
Oh God.
Oh God. Noxie writes on a sign. People can be friends, you know.
If you say so, fine.
Levuge appears to be trying to keep back from hysterics at this point.
Noxie's gonna pickpocket Topaz.
Sleight of hand check.
No!
Oh, Topaz, before you can do anything.
I snap out and grab her wrist.
Noxie still has a very angry look on her face.
What are you doing?
She holds up. She can't really talk to you because you're holding her hand. She can't really show a sign.
Do you need gold? I'll give you some. I don't need all I have. I'll let go of her hand.
Her ears droop, and she just kind of writes on the sign. Sorry. And then she backs off.
That's fine. I'm not a miser. Just let me know. Oh, I see. Oh, you're mad at me because of my assumption between you and Dovin.
She's kind of hiding behind Dovin at this point.
Well, that's no reflection on you. That's more reflection on him.
Devin was smiling until Topaz said that, at which point he frowns deeply at her. Dear lady, I would do nothing of the kind.
That's fine. I mean, you can't help your nature.
Devin just shakes his head. Meanwhile, Kapesk is apparently over at the blacksmith while you guys are...
Yeah, Kapesk has rid himself of us. he leaves. He'd rather face a room full of Sturges than be with us.
He washed his hands of
Sure,
us.
you
He's
did
not.
that already. Nearly killed him. Anyway.
I walk in, ting, or whatever sound it makes.
He walked into that room and was like, thank God, I needed a break from them.
So,
knock me unconscious, please.
So you find that the forge, even at this hour, is actually still pretty busy. As you walk in, an elderly, dark-skinned woman, brushes her hands back on her large blacksmithing apron and just kind of pushes a bit of her hair back and looks over towards you. Ah, hello there. What can I do for you?
Hi. I was just wondering if you could. I'm gonna hold up the long sword that I have. If you could just, I don't know, if it's possible, if you can make this better quality, if that makes sense.
Oh, yes, it does make sense.
But
well, we have a great deal of orders right now that we're working on. We're pretty backed up here. It feels like it's 10 miles long.
Yeah, I just wanted to know if it was possible.
Well, it is. It just it'll take some time. Then she kind of like leans over steeples her hands together and walks into more like fists one hand and into the other, and just kind of leans her elbows on a small countertop and like stares at you. Uh, listen, you're not looking for work, are you?
Wait.
I'm afraid I think I missed most of what you said.
I just said always.
All right. Well, I th- I think that some of the new dwarven miners in the area might be trying to break in here at night. We've had a few incidents, a few things going missing. You see, a few weeks ago, some of the miners actually came in and demanded to know how we humans could have such nice tools of dwarven make. And, well, I think that they're rather upset about it, if you know what I mean. So, if you're interested in some overnight guard work, I might be able to, you know, push your order at the top of the pile and do it gratis for, if you can spend the next week or so, keeping this place safe and possibly catching whatever ne'er-do-wells are attempting to break in here. What do you say?
Take you up on that.
Alright. Alright. It'll still be a little bit of time before I can actually get this project complete. You must understand. But, with that taken care of, I will be able to get it done.
Okay, thank you. I'll be heading out. I'll be back.
All
What
right.
time do you need me here?
Probably about 9 o'clock would be best.
Got it. Thank you.
Alright.
I walk out.
And back to the inn.
Yep.
So Volan and
Whatever.
Volan and Noxie, what are you two doing?
Got nothing else to do. I guess we'll go back to the inn. Noxie will go back to the inn at least.
Oh, I thought you guys were already at the inn.
Oh yeah, we are. Okay. Noxie's had a long day. She's gonna go straight to sleep.
Yeah, Devlin will head up too. She took some damage from the day. She wants.
Do they see Kabusk walk in before they go to bed?
I think that sounds about right. Like, Kapaska's just barely walking in as Noxie and Volan are making their way upstairs. It's about 6 p.m. at this point.
Do I see them? Do I see them walking up?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, you would.
I just wave to them. You guys going to bed?
Noxie waves, and then she nods.
Okay. You guys get rest. You guys did a lot today.
Thanks, Kapesk. You
Thumbs
did
up.
a lot too.
I'm gonna just sit at the bar.
The bartender looks you over. What'll it be today?
Actually, I need a clear head for tonight. So, just water is fine right now.
Alright.
What was the room setup again? It was Noxie, Volan, and Topaz, and then Lobu, Dovin, and Kapesk in one room.
Yeah, it's basically girls
Right.
and girls and boys.
Which is no guarantee of no shenanigans. Just saying.
No, I was just saying is that it has everything to do with 3 and 3.
Yeah, but I'm just saying because I have to be stuck in a room with the fucking the smut
two
readers
smuts.
over here.
We're gonna do some group reading tonight, guys. Don't worry.
That's right.
Noxie and Volan having fun with the smut, huh?
No, Noxie's not want to be involved at all.
It's Topaz
Topaz
involved.
and Volan then, okay. I was just thinking of the 2 people who are already up in the bedroom.
I was just worried about the room setup because Volan and Topaz are the smut reading gang, and I'm stuck here in the room with them.
Well, you can hide.
Where's Topaz, by the way? Is she up in her room already?
No, I'm down in the bar. Where,
So you're with Kapesk then.
Volan and Noxie went upstairs to go to sleep, so I was just asking.
Is it that
having
late?
Smut. No, it's only 6 p.m. at this point. They're just tired.
hell no, I'm sitting up. We got 3 days until we gotta go do this thing, and we just made a bunch of money. I'm gonna sit here and drink.
You only need 4 hours of trance.
I mean, yeah, I need 4 hours anyway, so I'm gonna sit up and probably
I'm
get drunk.
gonna tap Topaz on the shoulder. I have got a job while I was out, but everyone else seems really tired. How are you feeling?
I'm wide awake. Why? What's going on?
I mean, like, woundage. How are you feeling?
She's perfectly fine. You can tell.
Cool. Guys have been trying to sneak and steal stuff, so I was hired to keep them from doing that. And if I do that successfully, my order gets to the top because apparently she's been busy. So that's what I'm going to be doing tonight. If you're interested, you can come too. But I don't want to bother everyone else if they're tired. They went through a lot today.
Sure sounds like good practice.
If you want to tell others, you can, but I'm not going to bother them. And he sits down and continues drinking his water.
Well, nobody else is here, right? They all went upstairs.
Yeah, I think everyone else went upstairs.
Yeah, the rest of your party is upstairs, including Dovin and Lobu, who have both
Right.
departed at this point. But there are other people inside the bar.
Mm-hmm. Upstairs in a room.
I think I missed that. I think it dropped off.
Topaz asked where Volan was.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go up and ask Roland. If that's all right.
He looked pretty beat up, but
Roland did?
yeah,
So hard to tell with half-orcs. Green blood.
yeah. She's the one that said she wanted to rest because she was beat up from today. Yeah. I don't want her to get hurt more than she needs to. In case this does go bad. Dwarf.
True. Me neither. We've got to explore that book. I want her in good shape. All right, fine. Let's go.
All right then. It's at 9, so we're gonna wait for a little bit.
Well then, time for another rum.
Yeah, it's your prerogative.
Roll a
I'm gonna
Constitution.
keep drinking and I guess wait for like 8:30 and then I'll head out to the blacksmith.
Topaz, if you're drinking all that rum, please make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Oh no. I've got a drunk Topaz with me.
Yeah, you're a bit tipsy. You're still conscious. You haven't thrown up, but you are.
No, you
you're
want me to.
tipsy.
You want me to. Look, this is my flaw. I grow combative and unpredictable when I drink.
You're definitely there.
Topaz is gonna come home, fucking slam the door open. Book reading time.
Fighting gets me in the mood.
I'm
Right.
not getting blasted. I know well enough for that. But yeah, to take the edge off, not feel as much pain. That's fine.
That's good. So you come back down to the blacksmith.
Topaz gonna head out. Topaz can do what she wants, but Topaz heads out at
I'll go with you.
Okay.
I don't know where I'm going.
Yeah, Yeah, as the two of you head down the street and make it to the blacksmithy, you notice that the old woman and a younger man who looks a lot like her, probably her son, uh, are just heading out. She looks towards Kapesk and nods her head. All right. I don't know.
Is that them?
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
So we just stay inside. You lock us in, and we stay inside for the night.
If that is how you think it's best to keep this place safe, then yes, that can be arranged. She goes and stops the locking process and pushes the door
I
back
think that's
open.
best.
All right.
I'm gonna walk in and let her lock us in.
All right. Well, have yourselves a good evening, and I hope that you can catch the thieves. Good night. And she closes the door and locks it.
Looking around this place, if we needed to get out, could we get out?
Yeah, it looks like you could probably, make the, open the front door back up again if you really needed to leave, like if the place caught fire or something.
Windows?
Like
Is there windows?
There are some small, narrow windows up top, but they look like they wouldn't even let a gnome in, so...
So the only entrance and exit would probably be the front door?
And the back door, for, like, deliveries and such. And somehow, actually, the chimney stack is also probably too narrow to admit even a gnome through that.
Just the front door?
So, primarily the front door, yes. But,
So this is guard duty, huh? Who's been coming in here then?
A bunch of dwarves, apparently. They're jealous of her smith work. Something about it being too dwarven or something. I didn't want to get others because dwarves can be rowdy when they get drunk.
Well, that's the way they are, isn't it? Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
They sit around getting drunk and forging things and growing their hair.
Yep, and growing their egos the same. Alright. Then wait for the people.
Alright. Roll an investigation check.
Both of us?
If you wish,
Yeah,
or one of you can at advantage.
Go ahead. What's your intelligence?
My intelligence is a 1.
Well, I'm the same.
Oh, we're doing perception or investigation for this?
You're doing investigation.
Okay, so it doesn't really matter who does it. I'm not rolling terrible. I mean, I've been rolling pretty bad with intelligence rolls in general this whole campaign, so I feel more comfortable if you did it.
Okay.
But,
oh, there we go.
yes.
So, as you basically, take a lay of the land, finding out everything you need to know about the place you've just been locked into, you discover there is indeed a back door. This one has a locking bar over it, which would also be easy to disengage from this side.
But really hard to disengage from the other side. How about the front door? Or is that just a regular lock, or did that have a bar too?
The front door has a regular lock, because it needs to be locked.
That's probably where they're getting in, breaking through there. It'd be easier.
And also, as you glance around,
I'm looking at Kapesk, I'm thinking, do you think one of us should be outside? If they start breaking into this place, catch whiff of us being here, they might take off before they even come in. Are you any good at hiding?
Yeah, I'm good at hiding. I have 5 stealth.
I suppose we could sit in the shadows and let them get all the way in.
She said a bunch of dwarves.
Bunch.
She's never seen them herself, but she assumes it's dwarves.
Probably should have thought of that before we let her lock us in. Now getting out would be a pain in the ass.
sleeping in is also. So
Well,
I think
let's find some
fair
places
idea.
and hide on either side of the door. I'll take this side of the room. You take that one.
Got it.
We'll let them get in, catch them in the act. Yes.
Good idea.
With the
Yeah.
investigation check you guys got, you have already noticed the best places to accomplish this task. To hide without being completely poked by something, and to be convincingly invisible from the door. You've also noticed, as you've been poking around a little bit, just how, some of the tools and the workmanship do really resemble more of a dwarven craft than a human one.
Really? Would we even know that?
Yeah, I don't think either of us would really care.
That is a good point. Yeah, that's probably true. I was just thinking with that 20 investigation and your comments on dwarves, but yeah, you're right.
You wouldn't really care either way.
I wouldn't care.
All right,
It probably looks blocky like everything dwarves make. Subtlety eludes them.
All right.
Yeah, we're hiding until they come.
Let's see if anyone shows up tonight, shall we?
Oh.
Making my stealth now.
Yep.
Oh my god, I'm like, apparently I don't care. You're completely hidden. They're gonna see me.
Yeah.
I think I'm hidden. Wow.
Thanks. You're a monk. You're fast. You can chase them if it comes to that.
All right. So, a few hours go by. Kapask, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Got you. Constitution.
All right. So you still manage to stay awake. Topaz, being an elf, your trances, it's pretty easy for you to have gotten your trance done during this time period. A few hours go by, and you start hearing a clicking noise at the front door.
Here it is. Okay, I'm gonna just make silent movements towards Topaz because we're both Marines, so we both have that as pointing to the door.
I'm getting my net ready.
Okay, I'm just having my hand. I have my hand on blade, just ready to, unsheath it as soon as they get in.
Okay, so the door starts carefully sliding open, and a small bearded figure pokes their head in. But when they look around, the first place they look is over towards where Topaz is trying to hide. They immediately in the dark see their shiny little eyes just kind of go wide, and immediately they begin to back out.
Net.
All right, make your attack roll.
And I'm running. On. Yes.
The small the dwarf shrieks as the barbed nets come down around him. Let me go, you bastard!
I'm gonna go look out and see if anyone else is in the streets. If anyone's running away, or if it's just him.
Nah, you don't see anything. You just see the light from both moons kind of shining down on the square.
Alright, it's just you then.
So they got away? They took off?
You just have one guy trapped in a net. Nobody else was noticed.
Cool. Oh,
I immediately move up and punch him in the face.
Alright, another attack roll. You hear a tooth just kind of click loose and fall to the ground as the dwarf goes unconscious and you're under your assault.
Alright, let's tie him up. That was surprisingly easy.
I'll look out just on general principle.
Alright, roll,
Yeah,
roll a perception check.
I said I did that too. So.
Nope. Those are some stealthy dwarves.
Yeah, no, we're good. We got one of them. That's what matters. I'm gonna drag him in and let's tie him up. Restrain him. I'm gonna look over at Topaz. Is like, ready for interrogation?
Sure.
We're really good at this. Let's do this. He just cracks knuckles. And he gets really close to the dwarf's face and like blows air out of his nose into his face.
And,
I don't know how.
Is there any light in this room, or is it just light
No,
and dark vision?
I don't. It's a blacksmith. Actually, it's a blacksmith. They have those things where they cool
there are definitely things of water in here for cooling.
water troughs.
Right. Taking some bucket of water and splashing it over his face.
First off, again, are either of you using light, or are you both relying on your dark vision?
I was using dark vision. I don't know what Capacity's doing.
I don't have dark vision, so I'm just kind of flailing.
I thought Lizard Folk had dark vision. I'm sorry.
I haven't read it down. If you say I do, I do.
Hold on.
But
Let me double check, 'cause I can't remember offhand. But for some reason, I thought they did. Maybe they don't.
I don't think they do. They get that nifty armor class and stuff.
Yeah,
that could be it.
I don't think so. Yeah, I would have written it down.
But I mean, if there was any illumination coming from the moon,
Yeah, and it's in. They don't, because I also
seen.
have
Lizard folk do not have
Yeah,
dark vision.
yeah. I also have the compendium linked, so if you used the the character mancer, it would have automatically populated with lizard folk.
but
Oh, okay.
say it's a blacksmith shop,
Yep.
I'll kind of point over toward the whatchamacallit,
George.
yeah, and say stoke it up. Mayhap a hot brand might get some answers out of him before we even need to use it.
I'm gonna start up the fire.
And you said you dunked him in water, correct? Or you dumped water on him?
Yeah, dump water on his head.
Cool. So the unconscious dwarf comes to at the start. What are you doing to me?
Anything.
Look, we want answers, and if you give us the answers, we don't have to do anything to you. But if you don't, we're gonna get it out of you one way or another. It's just whether or not you cooperate. It's how painful it is for you. So I recommend you just answer our questions as soon as we ask them. You got that?
He spits out a bit of blood from his mouth, and kind of licks his lips at this point and says, "Oh, you broke my teeth."
I'm gonna squat down in front of him. I've heard of the legendary resistance of dwarves. I think it comes from when they roll you around in rocks when you're nothing but an infant. I'm willing to test it. In fact, I'm looking forward to it.
You're a bit mad, aren't you? What are you even doing in here?
But at the moment, we're stoking up the brand.
Kind of looks over, and you can see that
Different design.
he has red hair, kind of showing up in the firelight.
Okay, so we're gonna ask you a few questions. If you answer them, you don't have to worry about a thing. If you don't, then my friend here will do her little dwarven experiments. I don't know if I could stop her, so I recommend you answer the questions.
But you could see if his face begins to pale slightly.
So, why are you here?
I'm here to reclaim our old property.
It looks like she's making it, therefore it's her property. So, what do you mean by your property?
It's all dwarven made. There aren't any dwarves in here. She must be getting it from somewhere.
I'm pretty sure you can learn how to make things, though.
Yeah, but this is what life. the sort of craftsmanship you can only get from a dwarf.
It's really conceited, don't you think?
Ha. And he spits a bit of blood again. Some of it drips down into his beard.
What craftsmanship from dwarves? You take a chunk of stone, a chunk of metal, stick it together, and call it dwarven.
I expect from the likes of an elf, especially a sea elf. You guys don't know how to forge.
We don't need to.
She could kill you with her bare fist. She doesn't need a weapon to do so. So I recommend you stop with your tone and you just answer our questions. Intimidation, please work out. Yes!
There you
go. Woo!
Look, lizard man, I've already told you what I know. I'm here to reclaim our property.
All right, fine. Let's say for a moment that you're right, that she's getting these things from other dwarves. Are they you? If you don't know who that she's taking them from, then it's not your property anyway, even if it is dwarven make. At that point, you're stealing from other dwarves. Either way, you're stealing.
His eyes kind of widen up at that assertion. It seems like he didn't think about it that way before.
People can learn different kinds of forging. How about you open your little... How about you open your mind before you open your mouth? You're going to stay here until daylight, and then when the owner of this establishment comes back, we're going to get paid for capturing you.
And I suggest you think about what you're going to say. If you're smart about it, you'll work out some kind of a deal with them. And maybe you'll be the ones providing her with the wares and getting paid for it. Duh.
Is there any other of you, or you're the only one breaking in?
The only one the boss sent tonight.
Who are the other people who try?
Insight on that. Yeah. Could be telling the truth.
Oh, yeah, no, he's definitely telling the truth. Okay.
Well, let him make a deception roll if he's lying. He might get a shitty roll.
Yeah, I've been doing GM rolls, so you don't necessarily see what I'm doing.
Oh.
Okay.
Does he seem truthful?
Well, yeah, of course he does. Especially with those rolls.
There must not have been any more. If there were, I would have seen them.
Yeah, I looked too.
So, yeah.
Okay. Are there more others that try and break in at later times?
Well, not me apparently, but I imagine the boss would send some other people in here to come reclaim.
Boss? Who's your boss?
Well, you might want to roll another intimidation check. He just kind of starts clamming up again.
I'll help you out. I'm moving around the other side of him.
Yeah! I'm just baring my teeth out.
Yeah.
I'm over there looking through the pokers.
Well,
Seeing which one looks like it's the hottest, and I'm holding it up and inspecting it.
Between the snaggled teeth of the lizard folk and the actions that Topaz is currently taking, this dwarf is dead white at the moment, and it's just like, okay, Manstred,
I'll ask you again, and I don't like asking.
Manstred.
I don't like asking.
Manstred Copperlock. She sent us here. She sent me here tonight, and she sent others before.
Thank you. See, nothing happens when you cooperate. So I recommend, if we have any other questions later, you just answer them.
And where do we find this Manstred Copperlock?
Let me write that out. Well, I imagine she's still up at the mining camp. She's our leader out there.
Yeah, that's what the lady who hired us said, that the dwarves from the mining camp are breaking in. Thank you. That'll be all for now. I recommend.
And in case you're wondering, I'll be sitting here watching you for the rest of the night.
And
I'm going to. I'm gonna go over to Topaz and just whisper in her. I'm gonna have to sleep. So
Go ahead. I've got this.
That seems to be a successful evening for you guys. Um,
I'm staring at him. Like anytime he looks over, I'm
and,
looking him up and
ruthless.
down.
and you have this.
I'm just
You have
I'm
this,
just looking at him saying, all that hair, isn't that flammable?
and you have
God.
this dwarf thoroughly cowed by your approach. He is just shrinking back. He looks like he wants to be anywhere but here in your presence. Oh, he is terrified of you.
And I'm keeping him from sleeping as much as possible.
Which makes him a bit twitchy and paranoid
So-
over time.
Topaz is gonna fall asleep, and we're gonna wait till, fast forward till morning, I guess.
Anytime he starts to doze off, I'm poking him. Isn't it true that your kind sit around and pick each other's nits from your beards?
During the night, Noxie and Volan, are you two doing anything? Or are you just sleeping the entire night?
We were just sleeping the entire night.
Yeah, just sleeping through.
Alright.
It's not a normal night.
Yeah,
We're just torturing a dwarf over here. Team Ruthless!
Yes. So yeah, the two of you spend a pleasant evening with Topaz out of the room. There's plenty of room to sleep. Dovin and Lebu both have their room without capacity, taking up space.
I know what I want to do.
What did you want to do?
Does he have any tattoos?
Roll an investigation check.
Oh, investigation. I'm looking right at him. Do I have advantage?
You
He can't go anywhere.
You see nothing on him. In fact, when you attempt to go and move some of his clothes, he is just too hairy to figure out if there's any tattoos under that.
Oh,
That's fine because I got a dagger, and I'll shave as part of his arm, and I'm going to put a tattoo on him. I've got the proficiency.
What are you doing?
What do I want to put on him? Let me see. I want to put a little adorable cherub with hearts.
All right, let's see your tattoo kit. Proficiency skill with dexterity.
Attribute dexterity. Okay. Let's see. And it ultimately doesn't matter if it's good.
It doesn't.
In fact, it might even be better if it's not.
Yeah. You're just a terrible...
It's going to be almost cartoonish and just completely...
He pretty much cries through the entire tattoo process. As if he's clearly never
stop
had a
your
tattoo.
crying.
He's never had
Poor
a tattoo
dwarf.
before.
This poor dwarf, man. What the?
I think choosing Topaz for this was the best idea Kapaskus had.
Eventually, he actually passes out from the pain of the tattoo.
Oh. I make him wake up again. Another splash of water. We're not done yet.
So he just kind of babbles incoherently by the time you're done.
By the time morning goes around. He's got to have a slight insanity.
Yeah,
So then it's morning.
Yeah, Volan and Noxie, you've discovered that Topaz never came back to the room last night.
They're like, thank you for small favors, God.
Yeah, they both got their own bed.
Noxie, should we be concerned?
Moxie holds up a sign, drunk off her ass.
You're absolutely right.
Happy drunk.
Except I'm not downstairs.
Yeah, Noxie's gonna go downstairs and look for Topaz and discover that she is not there.
Yep, she's completely missing.
Maybe she's outside swimming like they did last time?
I'm she's probably gonna eat breakfast before she but then go and then look for go towards the docks, I guess.
Okay, so while you guys are eating breakfast, Kapesk, you finally wake up. Roll a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Me? Oh.
Yeah, you're fine. You've slept on worse surfaces than this before, so you still get your nice long rest. No exhaustion to worry about.
I get everything back.
Yep. And you see that Topaz has been steadily torturing this dwarf, and he's babbling incoherently.
You know what? I think we make a great team.
Probably shouldn't say that in front of anyone that's listening.
So I guess we wait till the lady comes back.
Tell the dwarf, think of what you're going to say. You got one chance at this.
The man is just kind of crying at this point.
Is it true that you floss your teeth with your own beard hair?
And again, he after the tattoo, after the night of not sleeping, he is just a mess. And by the time the door gets unlocked and the old woman, the strong-looking old woman, and what appears to be her son walk in, he's just crying pathetically. She kind of stops.
Got him.
And looks at what you guys are doing. It's like, is this the thief?
Was. Not really sure what he is now. Got, apparently this Menestrid Copperlocks is the ringleader of the people trying to take your stuff.
The leader of the miners, yes. That makes sense.
They seem to think that you are stealing this from other dwarves and selling it as your own.
Why, that's preposterous.
I said even if it was true, that doesn't give them the right to steal it again. Isn't that right, dwarf? Look over at him.
He's just sobbing. I'm like, please, give me a life, please.
So we'll leave him to you. I assume that my order will go to the top.
Yes. She smiles and holds her hand out for the sword. I'll get started on it right away.
I put it on there. I put her in her hands. And when should I be back for that?
Let me see.
What is it you're having done?
Well, at this rate, I think I can actually get it done in 2 days.
If you don't mind, do you have, like, a replacement? Like, something I could use while you're doing that?
Well, considering what the help you've given me, sure, I can hand you a sword for you to use in the meantime. Just make sure to return it when you pick up your order.
Of course, thank you. I sheathe the new one. I'll be back.
I look over. I clear my throat. So you're good at blacksmith work.
And she kind of looks over at you. Excuse me?
I'll hold out my spear. In lieu of payment for me, I would like this silvered.
And she thinks for a moment. Silver's a bit of a tall order.
Too much for you.
No, it's more of I already promised your friend here a rather expensive trade for protecting us overnight, and I did not realize him bringing on another would require an extra.
She was very helpful in the endeavor.
Yes.
If the price is a little bit over the favor that we did for you, we can pay a part.
Well, she thinks for a moment. I will need.
Mind you, we have many friends, and we know people on the council. I'm certain it would go a long way
That's
toward
true.
your business.
Well, the normal rate is 100 gold to get an item silvered, but I suppose I can do it for half that, for 50 gold.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I'll pay her 25 now.
Alright, and 25 on delivery.
So just take 25 out of the party funds.
Well, I took it out of my own money. The rest.
Oh, wow. I don't have nearly that much money.
Very good.
I'll nod to her, and I guess we walk out back towards the inn.
Yep.
Alright. And she calls over as you leave. It'll be 3 days to get both of these things done.
Got it. Thank you.
Alright.
Is that 3 days? Is that still going to be done before we have to go down to to try and signal the ship?
That's up to you. Basically, Sam Blade told you yesterday that he thinks it might be back in about 3 days, but he was uncertain about that. That would make it probably more like 2.5 days at this point, then.
Yes. I'll look back. We'll need them in 2.
Pay extra if you do it.
How much extra?
I'll give you a platinum.
She thinks for a moment. 2 platinum and we have a deal.
Fine.
Fine. I'll throw in a platinum. I've got one.
Okay.
She nods. 2 days.
Perfect. I head off.
Heading back to the tavern.
So,
Yeah.
you guys managed to make it back just as Noxie is finishing her meal and getting ready to get up and find you guys.
Having fun.
Dwarf tipping.
Okay, Noxie gets the smuggest look on her face, and then she pulls out a sign that she wrote last night, a sign that she did not think she would have to use so soon, and it says, "Are you two involved?" Quotation marks.
Involved with murder, if that's what you're asking. Torture. In general, just abuse.
She holds up another sign. Did not know you were into that stuff.
I'm gonna let Topaz answer that one.
You don't know what I'm into.
Her ears droop as she upon us.
Yeah, Capaci's just not talking. He's just gonna sit down.
I'm getting some breakfast.
Yeah.
Alright, this morning...
Sits, like, away from Topaz.
This morning's breakfast offerings are a bit of cooked, aka toasted bread, some dried fruit, and some pieces of fresh fish that were caught earlier that morning.
Perfect.
That's just sitting like 3 or 4 seats away from Topaz.
Where's Volan?
Wasn't Volan with it?
Okay.
Sorry I missed last night. We had some business to attend to. Worthwhile.
Did you have fun? I saw you at the bar before I went.
Well, got a good deal worth some value, yes. And found out that dwarves cry a lot when you tattoo them.
Our definition of fun is a lot different than yours.
I'm not sure I'm following, and I don't think I want to ask more, so I will leave it at that and say I hope you had a great time.
Oh, I did. But I need to work on I need some more inks, too. I need to work on that.
I mean, if you're any good, I mean, it came out of my mouth, didn't it?
And then she changes the tone of her voice and looks at you from the corner of her eye and says, "Oh, really?"
Oh no.
Well, there's plenty of time for that.
He's laughing his ass off.
Oh, this Noxie is so confused at the relationship between Volan and Topaz.
We're all just confused about all of our relationships. It's just
Exactly.
a mess. It's just a mess. Ask and Topaz are torture buddies. Volan is smut friends with Topaz. It's just a whole mess.
I feel bad for next week and be like, "What did I miss?" No way we can possibly explain this.
Nope.
Well, there's always YouTube. Plus, I figured that because we're missing 2 people, not just 1, we'd actually be, wrapping up about now. That way, the other 2 don't have to miss so much.
Yeah, I don't want them to miss the Sea Ghost raid when we do that.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna be pretty fun.
That it is. So, is there anything else the 4 of you wish to get done tonight?
Well.
Oh no!
Confesca's avoiding Topaz and Volan at all costs.
I want to have a reading.
Because apparently Topaz and Volan have...
No idea what you're talking about.
Insight check! Come on. Be something good. Ah! Roll, Volan, roll. Ah, dang it! I'm
Confused.
But Logan,
man.
Logan knows there's something going on between you two. Confesca's still staying away, though. Yeah, you guys can have your reading if you want, but Confesca is staying at least 50 feet away from that.
We need some music, too. We should get someone to play some slow jazz.
Ooh, I'm a bard.
I was just gonna ask.
Let's see what type of instruments Libu has.
Oh, yes, that's what we need to do. We need to get Lobu involved, too.
Oh my god.
Completely corrupt him.
He pulls out a concertina and starts playing.
Noxie backs away.
Yeah, it's gonna be like, covering our eyes and then just flip into a page in the book. Let's try that.
Yep.
Roll a 1d100.
Oh no.
I got it.
Grace, you have to explain every part in full.
Oh, that's got to be a good one.
Yeah,
It's way back in the book.
I'm looking at the way the numbers look. And I'm thinking, yeah, it's definitely depicting 2 women together.
I feel like a crit success on that would be 69.
Is this gonna happen? Is this gonna happen?
For my own curiosity, just
What was that?
Sound dropped.
Oh,
for my own curiosity.
we're making performance checks, are we?
Oh shoot!
Are the
They're
two
actually
of you
doing this stuff.
Are the two of you
Doing
reading
it?
this out loud in the middle of the tavern room?
Yeah, but see, we have to take your first number and my second because it's an 88. So.
So the tavern keeper is like just now staring at you. The other patrons are looking up from their drinks. There's a rather confused Minotaur just staring at you from a corner.
We're not doing it in the public room.
This is a different kind of performance check, Grizz.
Oh, okay.
And here I was talking about that you're still in the
No.
tavern.
They're
Having a
not
little
reading
fun.
it. They're.
Yeah, I was like,
It's a different kind of art form.
yeah, I kind of figured as much. It was just like, you know, because you guys did say moving up to the room. Is it that or the sound cut off on me again? Because I think there's a bit of lag tonight.
Oh, Constitution saves.
Oh my gosh! I hear it through the wall. I know which way they swing.
Oh.
I'm
no.
so sorry, Noxie's in the room.
Noxie's just like uncomfortably in the corner.
Why? Is
Not
she...
sure how you stutter when you write.
Well, I need to make a Constitution saving throw.
A concert?
Yes.
Yes! Yes! All night long.
It's the warning.
Noxie, make a will save. I don't want. She goes like insane.
Why did
Wisdom saving.
Noxie knock back into the room with them? Is my question.
Right. Noxie just sat there quietly.
That's right. Maybe I shouldn't be in the room.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'd imagine that Dovin would have steered you away while
Okay.
while you know Lubu stands in the corridor between the rooms and just plays his music.
God. Just awkwardly laying in bed, having to listen to this.
Nope.
Oh. Dovin is like
Completely
covering your
oblivious.
ears. Yeah, he's covering your ears.
Dovin is probably taking you back downstairs and says, "Let's go shopping. It's after breakfast," and you know, trying to steer you outside.
And morning come down sweaty and wobbly.
Oh!
It's more like midday now, but.
Just in the middle of the day.
I come down with a stupid smile on my face and immediately go over and get a morning glass of rum, and I'm taking that with me on my way down to the docks. I'm just gonna fall in the water again and try to recover.
What's Bolin doing after that?
Much.
Yeah, I want to know
Oh
what
my
Bolin's
God.
up to after that.
I walk down and I'm not looking anyone in the eye.
Not
Nothing
looking anyone in the
happens.
eye.
Poor Bolin.
That's perfect. That is so Volan.
He's just gonna sit there.
That's even worse than if you said it.
He doesn't know what to say. I have a -3 to charisma.
Especially with those lizard man eyes. And you're like, you just look over at him and it's just got this pale eye looking at you from the side of his head.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Are we saying that in the morning you guys went up and did that, and then the next morning you were done?
No, it's more like
Well, it
midday.
was-
It's like hours later.
It was like all night
This is
into
the middle
the
of the
next
day
morning.
now.
I'm
I'm
sure
always
we went through several pages.
Erotic poetry.
Smart book. I did not think it would evolve into.
Yeah.
Next chapter, we're going to totally corrupt Lobo.
That's the next step.
That's the next step. He may suffer irreparable psychological harm.
Just gonna go member by member of every party.
So I think on that note, we will end it here for tonight and pick up.
And Topaz will relate to Volan at some point or another, and Lobu would probably hear this too. She says, "Oh, you think I'm bad? You should see my sister Indigo. She's a druid. She told me stories. She did this on the ship and she turned into a giant octopus."
Oh!
How does that even work?
I don't know, but she told me it was
happening? I drop out for a second. I drop.
This is the most cursed session.
What? I dropped out for a second, and I come in.
And that's a true story too. We did that in another campaign. It turned into like hentai all over the ship.
All right, the fucking story is we didn't have this session next week when we have Lobu and Dovan.
Lobu was playing music for you, at least for a little while.
God, what an ally. We love him.
Second one for the team.
He might not have realized what was happening at first. I'll talk to the player about it.
Yeah, that's going to be an awkward conversation. Wait, I saw what? You wait.
No, he didn't see. He was he was outside the door. And on that note, Twitch, good night.